All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 different lessons I learned from getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I actually made a video on how to get to 100 subscribers a ways back because I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world, which when you're starting a YouTube channel, you know, it's a pretty good accomplishment. And in this video, I'm going to share 10 different key lessons that you can use for your own YouTube channel to grow to 1,000 or potentially even much more than that. So lesson number one is your title and thumbnail are going to be the most important thing when it comes to your YouTube video. YouTube has grown exponentially over the last few years, super popular, super competitive, but there's also many more people looking at YouTube videos. So just because it's competitive doesn't mean your videos don't stand a chance. There's many more eyes on the content, there's much more content. So if you properly optimize your videos, you'll have a good chance of getting a lot of views and maybe even going viral or getting a lot of subscribers. So for your thumbnail, I would recommend getting it professionally done. You don't want a thumbnail of just like a clip from your video. You should use a service like Fiverr or even Upwork where for $5, $10, you can get a professionally done thumbnail. And if you want some ideas of thumbnails, I use Fiverr, but I look at what the top YouTubers do and then I kind of model those ones. So I'll actually screenshot maybe like 2 or 3 thumbnails that are kind of related to my subject or thumbnails that I think are cool, and then I'll send them to my designer and then they'll come up with 2 or 3 designs and then I'll pick the best one. So that's how you should come up with your thumbnail. You can't afford to just leave it completely blank. And you can also optimize for search engine optimization with your thumbnail. If you label your thumbnail file as a keyword, then that can actually help you rank higher in YouTube's algorithm. So that's just like a little ninja tip. That's not going to completely make or break your video, but it's something you should definitely implement. As far as the title goes, again, you should look at which videos get tons and tons of hits. I'm talking about millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and model your title after those ones. Now, you never want to copy somebody, but you can use the same general frame, outline that different YouTubers might use. And it could be for completely different subjects. So, it might be like the 10 things I learned about this or secrets of this. But you want to look for already established titles that do really well, and then model it after that and make it your own. Okay, lesson number 2 is that you need to have a theme around your channel. So, if you're doing a gardening channel, you should do a ton of gardening videos. You shouldn't do a gardening video and then, oh, here's my pet cat. Actually, those type of videos might actually do well just because animal videos tend to do well. But you get the point. You don't want to have like a basketball channel and then a gardening channel and then they're mixed in together. The idea is that you want someone to come to your channel because they saw one of your videos in the search box or on Google or whatever it may be, one of the suggested videos, and then it's something that interests them, and then they binge watch like 5, 10, 20 other videos. You want the watch time with YouTube. That's going to really help you rank very well. So if you're doing a gardening channel, come up with 10 different gardening topics and then 20 more, 30 more, 40 more, etc. And just have it all about gardening. And with any subject, there's really unlimited topics that you could talk about. And again, some ways to come up with topics, just browse YouTube looking for the best videos, looking for different YouTube ideas. I've actually paid people to come up with YouTube ideas for me. So it's very easy to come up with ideas. Model the top people, come up with like a list of 20, then choose like the top 5, make those videos, and then rinse and repeat the process and keep doing that and keep doing that. And that's how you're going to start to build a following, build a tribe, get more watch time, and get more subscribers. All right, lesson number 3 is that you want to try different types of videos. So for example, with me, I've done some videos where it's just me like this, just talking in front of a camera. I've done some where I'm at my desk. I've done some where it's like a day in the life video. I've done some where it's like just a screenshot of my computer screen and I'm kind of giving like a tutorial on how to run numbers on a real estate deal, how to do this type of marketing optimization, different things like that. So you want to try to not just have the same types of videos. And again, you can look at other channels to get good ideas, but some just generally good ideas for no matter what your topic is do a day in the life video, do a how much do your profession make videos. Those tend to get a lot of hits. You can do mistakes video. Interviews are also another great idea. You can do like 5 or 6 interviews, or maybe just do 1 or 2. I've started to do and at least look at doing like more interview style videos. Those get a lot of watch time, a lot of viewership, and they're very valuable types of videos. So try to mix it up with your videos. Okay, lesson number 4 is you need to go all out on SEO, search engine optimization. So like I mentioned, YouTube is too competitive right now just to put out some random video and hope that it skyrockets to the top ranking on YouTube. Now, if it's great content, it probably eventually will, but there's no reason not to properly SEO, search engine optimize your videos. And there's a lot of great tools for YouTubers in terms of optimizing your videos. So I use a service called vidIQ, which is great because it gives you a lot of insight into what people are searching for. It gives you tips on how to optimize your keyword tags, your description, your titles, different factors like that are going to go into the YouTube rankings. Another couple of SEO tools that I like to use are rev.com, which is a transcription service. So it'll basically transcribe your video, then you upload the transcription, and then YouTube and Google will pick up on the transcription and pick up on those keywords and help to rank your video higher. So most people just use the automatic one, which doesn't do the same effect as if you actually manually upload it with a full transcription. And then if you really want your video to skyrocket to the top rankings, there's a service called thehoth.com, and you pay as little as $50 and as much as like $500, and it'll do different link building and different things like that to properly optimize your video and get it ranked much higher. So nowadays when I release a video, my keywords are properly optimized. I have a full description with links to my social media. My title has keywords in them, and I never try to be spammy, but I have attention grabbing titles with keywords. My description is fully optimized. My keywords in the YouTube keyword section are fully optimized. My transcription's up there. I'll use the Hoth. I'll have all these different factors that most people are not going to do. So doing SEO will give you a competitive advantage. Okay, lesson number 5 is that you need to upgrade your camera and lighting. So I think when I did my video of how to get 100 subscribers on YouTube, I was pretty happy about that. But I think I had some janky old camera. My lighting was probably pretty bad. So recently, actually it was probably about 6 months ago, I upgraded into getting a nicer professional style camera. I went on Amazon, I spent $50. It wasn't even too much to get professional style lighting. And I could still probably improve on both of those. But the idea with YouTube is that you just want to continually improve. So maybe a few months from now, if some of my videos do really well and I keep improving my channel, I might invest in like a $5,000 camera and like an entire professional studio. Now I'm not saying you need that by any stretch of the imagination, but with YouTube I like to kind of keep reinvesting and building my audience, building my views, building my watch time, and building my subscriber base. Okay, lesson number 6 is that you need to really plan out your videos. So the way I plan out my videos, I use a service called Trello.com, and it's great because it helps you organize your videos. If you're saying, if you're trying to do a video and you're just like, I just want to do a video about basketball or whatever topic it is, you're going to kind of be scatterbrained if you haven't really properly thought about it and planned it out. So what I like to do is I'll have about 10 different points for each video, and I'll put them on Trello, I'll organize them, I'll spend some time researching them, and then I'll print them out, and I'll have them for each YouTube video, and I'll kind of go through it as a practice round once or twice, and then once I turn the camera on, I'll be ready to go. And you always do like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe even 10 takes to get the video correct. But if you've properly organized your video and made an outline, it's going to make your job much more easier and much more effective. All right, lesson number 7, and I probably should have made this one of the top 1 or 2 lessons that I've learned. When you're making YouTube videos, it takes a little bit of time. It's really not that much time, but it takes a little bit of time setting up lights, setting up your camera, printing out your outline, kind of getting in the right mindset. So you should be doing a minimum of 2 videos every time you start filming. And that's just going to help your time effectiveness. So instead, of just doing 1 video and planning it out, you can knock out 2 videos in 1 shoot. And it's really not that hard to do once you start doing it. I mean, most YouTubers actually recommend doing like 3 videos every time you start shooting. And if you're new to it, that's kind of intimidating. So I would just start with 2. But eventually it'll become very easy, and then you'll look back and you're like, man, I just created like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of content from these 2 videos, and it really starts to add up. Okay, lesson number 8 is that you need to get professional style editing for your videos. And the good thing about everyone doing videos nowadays is that there's also tons of editors available at a very affordable rate to edit your videos on a professional style quality. So my process for editing is I will shoot my videos and I'll do one very rough edit myself where I'll just kind of get rid of different things, and I might spend 5 or 10 minutes just kind of going through it, making sure there's nothing egregious so that the editor knows what to really kind of focus on. And then once I do that, I'll send the clip to my editor and they will just optimize it, and maybe they'll mess around with the lighting, the sound quality, and they'll just give it a professional look. That is going to give you advantage over most YouTubers, and it's also going to save you a ton of time where you can be coming up with more YouTube ideas or doing other more productive things with your time. All right, lesson number 9 is that you need to be patient, and you also need to be consistent with publishing videos. So a lot of people think that they'll just publish like 2 or 3 videos and they won't really see any results right off the bat, and then they'll think, YouTube's not for me. me, I'm just gonna make these little Instagram videos or do Facebook or whatever it may be. But with YouTube, you know, you really make like 10 videos and then get some feedback from them, see if anybody is watching them, and then adjust, and then do 10 more videos. I'm actually about to release 30 different videos on YouTube, about 5 hours of content. And from those 30 videos, even though they're properly optimized, even though I think I'm giving a ton of value, you know, I think only maybe a couple are actually gonna take off. And the interesting thing about YouTube is that you don't necessarily know which ones are gonna do the best. You know, you try to do a lot of research to kind of predict which ones are gonna do better than other ones, but YouTube's algorithm is always changing. So you put your best foot forward, you put out a lot of content, you be patient, you be consistent, and that's how you start to build more subscribers, more views, more watch time, everything like that. Okay, lesson number 10 is that you need to do cross-platform sharing. With this one YouTube video that I'm making, I will be essentially 5 times more effective if I share it on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. You know, there's so many different sites that you can share it on, and I would try to do it on as many as possible. It's really not that hard to just kind of modify it and edit it for those different sites. And I have a virtual assistant that does that for me, and it's helped me grow my subscriber base. All right, so thanks for watching this video on how to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna put how to get to 100 subscribers so you can see how much I've improved my video quality and production and everything like that. Hopefully I have improved, and I'll put a link to that below. And definitely let me know what you think. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. And please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.